up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Tan Colbert Tech Repair, where you get everything tech news, gaming, and nerd related. And today we have some tech news. It is Friday, so let's get started. You can see here, I'm doing a little bit of a different format, showing the articles that I am reading from to give some credit to the people who wrote the articles. Sorry I haven't done this in past videos, but I decided it would be best to do it now. So to get started, the mysterious Bitcoin creator Satoshi Nakamoto has been found in California. Now, Satoshi Nakamoto owns about $400 million of the Bitcoin, and people have been wondering where he is. It says he's actually a 64-year-old Japanese-American living in Temple City, California, and his name is Dorian Satoshi Nakamoto. So he hasn't been going by a fake name, but whether this Nakamoto is really Bitcoin's Nakamoto is up for debate. Dorian Nakamoto refuses to acknowledge his role in creating Bitcoin, and the closest the article comes is when he tells the magazine he's no longer involved with the product. Now, there's a lot of people who are upset about this because they're, trying to show where the guy lives and open him up to potential Bitcoin thieves, since he does hold 400 million Bitcoins. I mean, some people said, do you even consider you might have just got an innocent man murdered for his Bitcoins? One man gave an edition, said, "I'm disappointed Newsweek decided to dox the Nakamoto family and regret talking to Lee." So, apparently, Nakamoto has been found in California, and this could be bad for him because people are going to want to steal his Bitcoins. Not good. Lawmakers are urging to get a faster chip-and-pin credit card adoption like the EU has. Now, in the wake of several high-profile data breaches, some members of the U.S. House of Representatives called for new cybersecurity mandates, with Representative David Scott asking if Congress should require the U.S. financial industry to adopt new credit card security measures. Yes, they should. They said the U.S. payments and financial system makes things easier for fraudsters by relying on the magnetic strip instead of moving to EMV cards that contain integrated computer chips and require customers to enter PINs at point of purchase. Now, Congress is anxious to take action to stop data breaches. They talked about Target's breach affecting 110 million U.S. residents, and they were basically saying, is there any reason Congress shouldn't mandate that payment card security standards use the most effective technology in the marketplace? Right now in the United States, we are still using 40 to 50-year-old magnetic strip obsolete technology, and bank and payment processors said that moving to a chip and pin card system will be expensive, requiring new card reader machines at all retailers. But Visa and MasterCard and others have announced plan to move to chip-based cards by late 2015. So, I hope that this does go through. The EU has been using this for many, many years. It's a lot more safe than the current than the current magnetic strip we have right now that anybody can read, even through your wallet, if they have a specific app on their phone or a specific card. I mean, if somebody can swipe your card and have all your information, it's just not safe. I really hope we move to this chip technology. The Bitcoin Flexcoin shut down after a massive theft. Now, Flexcoin was attacked and robbed March 2nd of all its coins in its hot wallet, which is a Bitcoin online storage site, and said in an announcement posted to its homepage, the attackers made off with 896 Bitcoins, which is about $600,000 worth. Flexcoin also said that it would return to the owners of the Bitcoins that it put in cold storage, which weren't stolen because they're held offline. The company will shut down immediately because it does not have the resources or assets to recuperate from the loss, and it will work with law enforcement to determine the origins of the attack. Now, Flexcoin directs affected users to its terms of service, and according to that, transactions were carried out using HTTPS encryption, but the company is not responsible for ensuring any Bitcoin stored in the Flexcoin system. Users should also monitor the company's Twitter account for updates about the situation. In the most recent message, the company announced it would be shutting its doors. Now, the closure comes less than a week after Mt. Gox closed down, declared bankruptcy after an attack on its site. And just last week, Flexcoin asserted its strength in the Bitcoin industry, saying, "We hold 0 coins in other companies' exchanges. While the Mt. Gox closure is unfortunate, we at Flexcoin has lost nothing." But they got attacked and they lost everything. So they are now shutting down. Mt. Gox has shut down. This is very, very bad for cryptocurrency in general. I'm glad I did not invest in cryptocurrency, but we will see where this goes in the future. Now, there is malware that is affecting up to 300,000 home routers and alters the DNS settings. So a group of attackers managed to compromise 300,000 home and small office wireless routers, turning them into rogue DNS servers. In January, researchers identified 2 TP-Link wireless routers whose settings were altered to send DNS requests to 2 particular IP addresses. An analysis of the rogue DNS servers running at those IP addresses revealed a mass-scale compromise of consumer networking devices. Over a 1-week period, more than 300,000 unique IP addresses sent DNS requests to those 2 servers, and many of those IP addresses corresponded to a range of routers, including models from D-Link, Micronet, Tenda, TP-Link, and other manufacturers. So, they believe that devices were compromised using different techniques that exploit several known vulnerabilities. Many of the affected devices had their administrative interfaces accessible from the internet, making them susceptible to brute force password guessing attacks. So if you own a TP-Link router, update the firmware. But in some of the most major news, AMD announced the R9 280 graphics card in hopes that Litecoin miners will stay away. So the R9 280 is almost identical to the 7950 with boost. It has clock speeds of 933 megahertz with 1,792 stream processors, 112 texture units, and 32 ROP units. It has 3 gigabytes of 5 gigahertz DDR5 memory on a 384-bit interface, and a typical power draw of 250 watts. AMD is saying that the R9 280 should be on par with the GeForce GTX 760. Now, the suggested price is about $280. The R9 280 is just $20 cheaper than the R9 280X that launched last October, and the 280X has the highest boost clock speed at 1,000 megahertz, and a higher memory clock at 6 gigahertz, 128 texture units, and 2,048 stream processors. So you're pretty much better off just paying the extra $20 and getting the 280X if you're going to get a 280. Now, the problem for AMD, as you might have noted, is that they're having problem keeping the cards in stock because of Litecoin mining. AMD cards have proven better than NVIDIA cards for mining currencies, led to inflated prices and supply shortages. Following the exceptional demand for the entire R9 series, we believe the induction of the R9 280 will help ensure that every gamer who plans to purchase an R9 series graphics card has an opportunity to do so. We'll see if AMD can make good on its word. The first R9 280 cards are due to launch this week, so stay tuned for that. And finally, in gaming news, South Park: The Stick of Truth has launched. It's received about a 4.5 out of 5 out on all websites. But I myself have played this game. I love this game. I love the South Park humor. I love the RPG aspects, although they do have, I mean, you collect a lot of items that have no worth to you at all. But if you haven't seen the gameplay, it's like Paper Mario in the sense that it is turn-based, that you have an action wheel that you can use, you have buddies that you can call in to help you, and it's all really pretty cool. It's basically the humans versus the elves. You play the role of the new kid in South Park that you help try to acquire the Stick of Truth. I'm not going to go into any spoilers here, but it is a very, very good game. I really like it. I said if you're not a South Park fan, then there's not really too much to recommend, but if you do like South Park, the Stick of Truth is very, very funny. It has a lot of good humor, a lot of fart jokes. Every character you could think of is in this game besides Chef, because Chef is dead. You can go to Tom's Rhinoplasty and turn yourself into David Hasselhoff if you so please. So, like the cons say, it is slow to start and relies mostly on your nostalgia for South Park. So, it is fairly short also, at about 12 to 15 hours. So you have to keep that in consideration if you're wanting this game. I picked it up on PC. I'm hoping there will be some DLC in the future that will expand on some things. But I'm pretty far into it right now, and I'm really enjoying it. Alright guys, this has been Tan Colbert Tech Repair. I hope you enjoyed today's edition of Tech News. If you liked, give it a like. If you didn't, feel free to give it a dislike. If you have any questions or comments on any of the articles featured here, please feel free to comment down in the comment section right down below. You can find me here on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter at TanColbert92. And you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/ColbertTechRepair. See you guys next time.